and yes, barely documented. Yet somehow it had Google reviews. That alone raised eyebrows. Some reviews mentioned strange activity. Others flat out claimed reptilians lived there. The name Rothschild already carried weight in conspiracy circles, so this only fueled it. And Antarctica, being heavily restricted, doesn't help their case either. Why own land in a frozen, isolated place unless there was something worth hiding under all that ice? Makes sense, right? Hidden passage. A couple wandering near the White House claimed they found a concealed side door slightly open. It blended so perfectly into the wall, they almost missed it. The guy nearly stepped inside, but backed off, thinking about the consequences. Probably smart. Online, people ran wild with it. Theories said reptilians had underground tunnel systems beneath government buildings, connecting hidden bases. Some even suggested entire subterranean cities existed below DC. Secret passages, secret meetings, secret species. The idea of something operating quietly under everyone's feet made the clip 10 times creepier. Island double.
Why are you on Epstein Island? Who do you work for?
A YouTuber claimed he sneaked around Epstein's island and spotted a woman filming him, guarded closely. He swore she looked like Ghislaine Maxwell. Then a recent prison photo surfaced, released February 9th, 2026, and people compared it to older images. The difference shocked them. Facial structure, expressions, even posture was different. Some insisted it had to be a clone placed in prison instead of the real Maxwell. A clip of her walking in the yard with an umbrella over her head only added fuel. Since when did prisons hand out umbrellas? To many, it looked deliberate, like someone hiding a face that didn't quite match. So what do you think? Could it really be Maxwell on the island? Temporal email.
We should explore the biological consequences of time travel. It would be amusing to calculate the rate of evolution of a population or a mutant that can travel in time.
One email from the Epstein files went viral for a reason nobody expected. It mentioned biological consequences of time travel, and mutants. People read it over and over, trying to make sense of it. If someone discussed biological side effects, didn't that imply experiments already happened? The wording felt too specific to be hypothetical. The internet spiraled instantly. Hybrids, engineered humans, timeline manipulation. It was just one email, but it complicated everything. Suddenly, the question wasn't whether strange experiments existed, but whether they had already bent time itself. Metallic secret. Trump's name sits in the Epstein files, though many claim the most revealing parts haven't been released. Online theories say he's protected, even labeled by some as elite-level reptilian. People began revisiting old clips, but no one expected this. The video paused at just the right moment, showing the back of his head and something metallic gleaming beneath his hair. The clip went viral in seconds, and it looked oddly mechanical. Suddenly, people began talking about a robot double, a stand-in built to mimic the real thing. Sounds wild, right? But when you watch that clip closely, it's hard to unsee. This one's older, but it resurfaced for a reason. Someone at a gas station in Texas caught a man who looked exactly like Trump on camera. Same build, same face, even a Navy cap pulled low like he didn't want to be recognized. Most people brushed it off as a doppelganger sighting, just coincidence. But conspiracy circles saw something else. They claimed this was the real Trump, hiding in plain sight, while the one in the spotlight was a clone, or worse, a reptilian-controlled replica, just like Biden had been replaced. Live distortion. You've probably heard the claim that reptilians controlled the media, planted their own people inside newsrooms. Well, one live TV clip sent that theory into overdrive. A reporter was mid-sentence when his face suddenly distorted. His eyes and mouth seemed to lose shape. almost melting. Then his whole body glitched, turning slightly translucent as his features shifted into something barely human. It looked unreal. Skeptics dismissed it as a camera malfunction or compression error, but others weren't convinced. They said it wasn't tech failing, it was a reptilian slipping up on live television. Temple broadcast. Back in 1977, hidden cameras reportedly captured rituals inside Masonic temples in Turkey, and the footage was accidentally aired on Turkish television. People were horrified. At that time, Freemasonry had mostly been a rumor and mystery. Suddenly, viewers saw blindfolded individuals taking oaths, ceremonial acts that looked dark and unsettling. Some even described the rituals as satanic. The broadcast left the public shaken. If that was happening decades ago behind closed doors, people wondered what might be happening now, especially after everything surrounding Jeffrey Epstein came to light. Scarlet Ritual. Rumors about Hollywood being satanic had always floated around, but one Madonna concert pushed it further. She performed dressed in a red robe, flames rising across the stage like some ritual scene. The imagery felt intense. Some attendees later claimed they sensed a heavy, gloomy energy in the arena. Online, people said it wasn't just theatrics. They believed she was portraying a high priestess figure in a symbolic ceremony. The fire, the robes, the choreography. To conspiracy circles, it looked less like entertainment and more like initiation. Bench double. A fan watching a game featuring LeBron James paused the screen and couldn't believe it. In the same frame, just behind LeBron, sat a man on the bench eating popcorn who looked almost identical to him. Same face, same build. It was eerie side by side. The clip went viral fast. Some brushed it off as coincidence. Others swore it was proof of cloning. They even believed that maybe the real LeBron was in the audience while the clone played on court. The resemblance was close enough to make people uneasy. So there's this old clip of LeBron James during a live interview. Everything's normal. He's calm, answering questions. Until suddenly, his eyes flicker. Just for a second, his eye color shifts, then snaps back like nothing happened. But it was live, and thousands caught it. Since then, people haven't stopped replaying that frame, claiming LeBron's not entirely human. Some even say they caught the reptilian slip. Grammy Ritual. When Olivia Rodrigo performed at the Grammys, the clip exploded online. Not because of vocals, but because viewers claimed it looked ritualistic. The stage design felt dark, filled with demonic and vampire imagery tied to the song. Some called it her initiation into a satanic industry. Words like sacrifice got thrown around. The symbolism, the lighting, the choreography. Conspiracy pages labeled it cultic. To skeptics, it was just dramatic artistry, but to others, it felt like something much deeper playing out on stage. Familiar stranger. Rumors surrounded Selena Gomez for a while. People said she looked different from her younger self, and not just older. Her features seemed off to them. Her voice sounded changed. In one clip, she spoke strangely, barely opening her mouth, almost stiff. Comments flooded in claiming she didn't act like herself anymore. Some even called her a clone. They pointed out forced laughs, robotic movements, subtle shifts in behavior. Then conspiracy forums tied her name to alleged Epstein file claims about clone replacements. Add in more videos of her acting odd, and believers became convinced something wasn't right. Scripted speech. Is Kamala Harris a robot? Some people genuinely think so, and after watching this clip, it's not hard to see why. Viewers compared her speeches in Wisconsin and Michigan and realized they were almost identical. Even that eerie line, "And when we fight, we win." It sounded rehearsed, mechanical, almost like a playback. The internet lit up with theories that she wasn't just scripted, but synthetic. Maybe a political puppet, Or something even stranger? Watch closely and tell me that doesn't sound automated. In another clip, Kamala's being asked a simple question, but something's off. She starts repeating the same phrase again and again, almost like a skipping record. She says the word debate nearly 8 times in seconds.
It was a debate. That the whole reason, literally, it was a debate. It was called a debate.
I understand.
Travel to the debate.
You can see the host is uncomfortable, not knowing how to respond. Netizens were unsure if it were nerves or a system malfunction. They called her a hysteric robot. Some even believed that she was some sort of robot experiment.
It was a debate.
So you don't mean it?
It was a debate.
Hidden scales.